Hi there, Steve McGee, member for Melton in Parliament House, the week of the 16th, 17th and 18th of August, today being the 18th, Thursday, our last sitting day for this week. It's been another big week in Parliament and quite a busy week, and just some of the things that we've dealt with this week. I did a member's statement in regard to the Healthier Homes program. And we were out at Heather Westerway's home in Melton South about 2 weeks ago with the Minister for Environment, the Honourable Lily D'Ambrosio, to have a look at the changes that Heather had made to her home in regard to heating appliances and our hot water service and being assisted by government grants. And Heather couldn't speak highly enough of the program, saving her at least $430 on her energy bills during the year, and it makes her house a lot warmer. She's able to have friends over, not worrying about the heating costs, and it was just fantastic. And we just want to thank Heather for allowing us into her home and explaining the benefits that she's received. There's 176 families and houses in Melton that have used this program to benefit and improve their arrangements in regard to heating, hot water services, and reduction of cost in regard to energy bills. So that's fantastic, and we'd hope that many more into the future may be able to be assisted along this way. Other things that I did was a constituency question to the Minister for Mental Health, the Honourable Gabriel Williams, and that was to seek from the Minister just an update on the mental health hub in Melton, and also the mental health services that are being provided throughout the Melton electorate. So we'll get a response from the Minister, hopefully in the not too distant future, about that. A number of bills, legislation that's been debated this week, I think 5 pieces of legislation, and I've spoken on 3. The first one, or one I spoke on yesterday, was the police legislation, and that legislation is all about recovering of cost in regard to some major events that cost the police quite a substantial amount of cost to provide staff, not only to manage major events, but also to manage the outpouring of major events such as traffic control and things like that. So there's some issues around recovery of costs. So that bill was debated yesterday. The other one that I spoke on was the Residential Tenancy Act. That was about legislation in regards to the government's Big Build program, the $5.3 billion Big Build program that the government has committed to and budgeted for, building thousands and thousands of homes around the state, not only in metropolitan Melbourne, but around all of the rural regions. And I know in our electorate, the regional town of Bacchus Marsh, we'll get $20 million injection to purchase or build houses for public housing, social housing, affordable housing that can only benefit that particular area of the state. But as I say, the total program is $5.3 billion. We spoke on that legislation yesterday. There'll also be housing in Melton provided, and we did open up at least 8 new houses in Melton only a couple of months ago with the then Minister for Housing, the Honourable Richard Wynne. So there'll be more to come in that space, and I know that there's plenty of support from the homeless agencies. In particular, I spoke about Hope Street dealing with youth homelessness, and also trying to provide a roof over the head of a number of our youth around the Melton electorate. And also the unions, and we've been working a lot with HACSU and also the AMWU about whether we can provide a package that they are interested in doing and delivering for the homelessness, and in particular supporting our youth right throughout the Western Corridor. So that's fantastic, and we thank them for that. The third piece of legislation I spoke on was an environment bill. This was in relationship to the circular economy. I spoke extensively about the Melton Recycling Centre and how they recycle or have a circular economy where they reuse some of the materials that are being delivered to that recycling centre, and they've set up their own shop. It's created jobs, it reduces landfill, quite considerable amounts of landfill, and my understanding in excess of 7,000 tonnes of landfill in Melton alone, which is amazing. So as I say, it's that legislation was all about circular economy, reusing items, not just dumping everything into landfill. And as an outcome of that, we reduce costs, we create jobs. It's a great thing for not only our environment, but also for our community. And two other things, we had a men's health breakfast on Wednesday. We have these regularly, talking about different things. Brighton Grammar School come in and spoke about a mental health program that they have for their young boys and how important that was. I know I talk about a men's health group, but it's not just only for men in Parliament. Both female MPs and male MPs can attend those breakfasts. But it's really good to catch up with different agencies to talk about different programs that are happening around the state. And this program that Brighton Grammar spoke about seemed a very interesting and a very worthwhile program in assisting their youth at the school in regard to as they get older and growing up, and responsibilities and relationships and things like that. It was quite interesting, and probably is going to be a worldwide program. And the last thing I should say, yesterday was the service for Vietnam Veterans Day in Melton. I was an apology because I was here in Parliament. I would have loved to have attended. My office was represented. Kaylee from my office did go down and represent my office, and I believe later Reith. So I just want to extend my thoughts out to all our Vietnam vets and thank them again, and they can't be thanked enough. I hope you're all doing well. But a special mention for Ian Laurie, previous president of the Melton sub-branch RSL. Ian, I think, was awarded life membership yesterday, and I couldn't think of a person that could receive something like any greater than Ian Laurie. He's always made me welcome. He's been just an absolute fantastic person to have in our community. He did a great job and still does a great job amongst the veterans community, and I wish him well, and hopefully we'll catch up with him shortly. So congratulations, Ian, and all the best to all our Vietnam vets. So that's it for this week. Back in the electorate tomorrow, out and about, meeting up with constituents, and also in the electorate next week. And finally, I should say, the launch of this week, Our Promise, Your Future. This is the youth strategy that the state government has released. It's a summary document. My youth group that meet every month, we'll send them a copy of this on the internet, and we'll post it on our Facebook site with the links to it. I think it's worthwhile reading, in particular for our youth, and I'd love any feedback on it from anyone that's got an interest in reading this document. It's a pretty extensive document, but as I say, there is a summary. So anyone with any thoughts around that would be fantastic to hear back from you. If people want to catch up with me or meet with me, don't be afraid to ring the office, 97439825. Try and catch up with as many people as we possibly can. Any groups that want me to come down and speak to them, more than happy to do so. And we'll see you in the soup around Melton. See you later.